Yes! Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here for video number 2! Video number 2 on your now, Tuesday night, September the 16th, 2025. Thank you all for watching video number 2, this time on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there. You know where it is by now, in the comment section below, otherwise known as my pants. So subscribe to the channels, all links will be down below in the gobbledygook. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but if you leave stupid comments, bye to you. You get sent to the Shadow Realm where Ozzy and Satan will eat your filthy soul. So don't do that. Go to your dead channel with minimal subs and nobody cares about you. So do it there, because you ain't gonna do it here. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. And most importantly, tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, well, you're SOL. You know what that means, fuckers. And if you don't know what it means, look it up. And that's that. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the video if you like. And hit the bell for more. Follow me on social media and all that other good shit. And if you're here for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice cold one, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, get out of here. That's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching on this beautiful Tuesday evening, Tuesday night now, because it's dark now. It's 7:30 at night. Dark. And, sun will be going down at 7 p.m., I believe tomorrow or Thursday. So, you know what that means. By the time we hit mid-October, it'll be almost 6:15, 6:30 when the sun goes down. But dark will be right around 7-ish. But by the time we hit the first weekend of November, it will be about 5:30-ish. So, when we turn the clock back an hour in November. We have daylight savings time coming up pretty much in 5 weeks from Sunday. 5 weeks until we turn the clock back. So not only is Halloween coming up in 5 weeks from Friday, we got daylight savings time coming up, and also the holiday season is gonna come up pretty much in about 8 weeks. 8 weeks. We're getting there. We're getting close, my friends, to the holiday season. So start thinking about what you might want for Christmas, and pretty soon after that, this fucking year will be gone. So no more 2025. We will flip the calendar over to 2026, and level 49 will pretty much commence and continue on, and we'll also be celebrating Ozzy's birthday coming up the early part of December, so that's gonna be a sad day there, because Ozzy will be 77 years old. So, it is what it is. But we'll get there in a couple months. We don't have to talk about it now, but that's that. So lots of good things happening. Hope everybody had a great Tuesday, and if not, well, hope tomorrow's better for you. That's that. Alright, we got NXT coming up in a little bit on the CW11. Should be a pretty decent show. NXT Homecoming from Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. Lots of stars going to be there. Bobby Roode will be back. And he will be glorious. Or I won't give in till I'm victorious. And I won't give in. Okay. I wonder if certain guys like Mr. Ciampa and Gargano are going to do a little thing on their TikTok with Bobby Roode since he's there. There's a rumor that Summer Rae might come back. Finn Balor will be on the show. Maybe Shinsuke Nakamura. We know Tyler Breeze will be on the show. Going after the North American the Canadian National Championship that Mr. Ethan Page has. Obviously, he's not going to win that. Got that. Oba, Femi, and Ricky Starks will be on the Grayson Waller Effect tonight. And the big one, the 6-woman tag team match with Fatal Influence taking on Mommy Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Valcor, And what was supposed to be Tiffany Stratton, but she's not medically cleared for, I guess, from the attack on SmackDown from Nia Jax. Light up that kitty, that lassie bitch from Ireland. She will be there to take her place, as we are 1 week away from No Mercy. So this is the pre-ultimate to ultimate go-home show. Because it is WrestlePalooza week, but NXT doesn't have anything to do with it, so I get that. So one more show to go. That's next Tuesday, the 23rd, and then that's the go-home show before No Mercy. We got No Mercy next Saturday night from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So then September 30th show will be the Aftermath, and we'll be on the road to Halloween Havoc, October the 25th. That's a Saturday as well. So that's right before Halloween. Good shit. Good shit. That's it. But before we get to all that, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to NXT, it is time for your late and kind of out of date Monday Night Raw thoughts. You understand? Some little thoughts / review for last night's show, September the 15th, 2025. And we are emanating from the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. On the outskirts of Boston, on the outskirts of West Newbury, Massachusetts, the hometown of John Cena. And we're going to start off with John in just a second, but our commentary team on Monday Night Raw until football ends, and college football ends, that's Joe Tessitore and Corey Slave. And we got that. Alright, so we started with a long recap of the Vision beating the shit out of Eli Drake and Jimmy Uso last week, with Jay making a save, but then he kind of turned heel on Eli and speared him out of, pretty much speared him back to LA. So we got that. Then we see the Usos arrive, and Eli goes right after them. And then Jimmy Uso and Adam Pearce have to break it up. And Pearce threatens fines if this shit keeps going. So we got a wild, crazy start to Raw, and we don't have any matches yet. Alright, so after that chaos, we go to John Cena in his final hometown appearance next to the one in Boston. That's going to be, I believe, in October or November. Talks about how he spent a lot of time in the city playing football at Springfield College, played offensive line while you weren't a tight end. Ha! John Cena. Right guard. that line always kills me. I forgot who said that line back in the day, but anyway. Never got his name in the paper. He would get beaten up every day and then have to come back the next day and do it all over again. So we got bullied in school. That's what got him ready for WWE, and now he's here in front of friends and family and says hi to his niece on her birthday. Well, happy birthday to you. And saying he'll see her this week. He'll be around the area, I guess. So he talks about getting ready to face Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza. He's done that more than a few times, and it's really hard. So maybe you should consider backing out of the match because he's only got 6 appearances left. Where after WrestlePalooza will be 5. And that's really pretty much 5 will be 1 is going to be Crown Jewel, and then he's got the Garden. Then he's got Boston. That's 3. And then Saturday's main event is the last one. I think he has one somewhere around the October, November area, probably after, Survivor Series, of course. Unless he has a couple, added, but I doubt that. But I think after Crown Jewel, the next time we'll see him is probably in November for the New York and Boston shows. And then the last time we'll see him on pay-per-view will be the Survivor Series. Probably in that War Games match. Or maybe a title match, who knows. And then the final time we see him, for now, will be Saturday's main event in Washington, D.C., which really should have been Boston, but don't even get me started with that. but we got that. So anyway, so he talks about facing Brock at WrestlePalooza. He's done that more than a few times, very hard. Like I said, doesn't want to back out of the match. There's only got six more to go. We're gonna thank you, Cena chant, and then he says yes to Brock's challenge. I guess he has never fought one battle backstage because he's always fighting in front of the people. And he's like, am I scared of Brock Lesnar? Sure. But I'm taking a fight to the beast because that's what I'll do. Okay, Mark Henry, stop. And says, you want some? Come! Get some! And that was it. Bing, bang, boom. You know, we had a nice 17 and a heart, 17 in your scorecard type sign on the outside of the ring, which was nice. So, good little promo from John. I still don't understand why you couldn't just do it on SmackDown instead of just doing it in Springfield, Mass. I understand the hometown crowd and everything. I understand it, but really, why were you on Raw just to do that? Just on a via satellite type thing, but whatever. So we get that. Alright, then we go to Adam Pearce's office. Jay Uso and Eli Drake are still arguing. They're still pissed off at each other. So Pearce wants to keep things calm, so he asks Eli to pick his partner against B&B Security, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. So he's like, well, I'm not going to take Jay, I'm going to take Jimmy. Which really did not sit well with Jay. Oh boy. We got that, so we'll see what happens with that as we move on. Alright, then we finally get to our first match of the night. Roxanne Perez, who came up with Raquel Rodriguez. Both looking hot. She takes on the Lassie Beach from Ireland. Lyra Valkyria. Pretty decent match. Nothing, to write home about. Raquel got kicked out early in the match, but then she comes back. I don't know how she comes back. The referee's like, oh, what are you doing here? But anyway, Lyra hits a sit-up powerbomb for a near fall. Roxy cuts her off on top. Grabs the crossface only for Lyra to power up into the Nightwing. And once again, Lyra gets the win. She is really getting pushed down our throat. She's like winning almost every fucking week. It's sick. I'm getting tired of it. Not only that, she beat my girl Io not once, but twice. Bitch. Anyway, so Lyra gets the win. Big fucking whoop. After the match, Raquel comes in for a beatdown. But then Bayley, this 49er fan, yeah. She comes out. Give me a hug. She comes out and she hits Roxy with belly to belly. She takes out Raquel Rodriguez, and then Lyra's like, she's like scared, like, oh, what the hell is this? Because Bayley's hearing those voices in her head. So Bayley is like looking around and goes, Joe! Big hug to Joe Tessitore. Big hug to Corey Slade with a kissy kiss on the head. Oh, Carmella might not like that. And then she hugs Alicia Taylor. And then she goes crazy and goes around the ring, starting hugging fans. She hugs one of the security guards. She hugs Jessica Carr, the referee. And then she starts like, eh! And you can tell she was like, in the corner. So Hugger Bayley kind of returns, which I was like, yeah! But does it? But wait, there's more. We got that in a little bit. Alright, so kind of doing like a 3 faces of Bayley type thing, where we had 3 faces of Mick Foley, We had Cactus Jack. Bye-bye! We had Mr. Foley. Oh, well, we had Dude Love. Dude Love! Oh, sweet, sexy! And then we had, oh, mankind, Remember that, Mick? You creep? I never liked your Dude Love gimmick. It was garbage. You tried to act like a freaking hippie, and you failed. Even though the dance was kind of cool, and the theme song, Dude Love. That was cool, Mick. And no, I do not. You want some Doritos? No, I don't want Doritos. Thank you. Yeah, Mick, you suck! Oh, Mike, come on. Not now. I did a better hippie gimmick than you old man! Thank you, Mike. You want... Not now. We'll talk about that later. You guys can talk later, okay? Okay, want to say goodbye, Mike? Bye! Okay. That wasn't even a good goodbye. Is something wrong with you? No, I got a cold. Okay, get out of here. Alright, so I'm probably getting something like a 3 faces of Bayley. Like we get Hugger Bayley, we get really violent Bayley, and then we get Bayley. Alright, so we got that. Moving on. Alright, then we go to Adam Pearce's office, where we have not P-Meta, Stephanie Verkur, and my third amazingly hot Asian wife, Io Sky. They're there to, they've signed the contract with WrestlePalooza for the vacant Raw Women's Championship. They show respect, code of honor. You don't see that lately. Sportsmanship. And then my other two hot, amazing hot Asian wives, Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka except my dick. And the lovely pirate princess, Kylie. Zane. They come in. Asuka wants Stephanie to. They start. Well, her and Stephanie start arguing. Say nobody is ready for Io. And then Stephanie's like, Asuka, get out of my face, better. I'm like, oh boy, I want to see this match. But we don't get that match because Asuka says, you will fight Kylie. And Kylie's like, oh, what, me? Okay. And then she gets into like a little pose. I'm like, oh shit, what are you doing? She's a little funny. She, I love Kyrie. Religiously love my second amazing hot Asian wife. Zang. Alright, move on. Alright, so Anna Pierce makes that official. And Kyrie does some shadow boxing. It's so hilarious. Well, Asuka leaves and we hear, Kylie! And then we see Kyrie go, bye! It was hilarious. I loved it. Alright, Eli Drake comes in to see Jimmy Uso. Wants to make sure Jimmy won't screw him over like his brother Jay did. Jimmy says Eli has put him in a tight spot. And he's gonna have to find another partner. So, Eli, I guess, going against B&B Security all by himself. Sucks for you. Now we get that. Alright, then we get Kofi Kingston! Along with Xavier Woods and Grayson Waller. Oh, he did it. They take on Mr. Smooth Operator. Smooth Operator. Coast to coast and into Chicago, East LA. Oh, something like that. Anyway, so he takes on the Smooth Operator himself, Pentagon Zero Miedo. Alright, pretty good match for 7.5 minutes. Woods offers a distraction so Grayson can come in, but Pentagon comes back with a springboard Canadian Mexican destroyer on Kofi. Blech. Goes to the cover. 1, 2, 3. Pentagon gets the win. He really needs to face like somebody like Dom or go for the world title because it's getting boring for him facing the New Day every week. Or maybe him and Ray Phoenix. Well, sadly Ray Phoenix is on SmackDown. I was gonna say him and Ray Phoenix can team up again, go for the tag team belts. I don't know when that's gonna happen. If there ever is gonna be a draft. The only draft that the WWE is going to see is if somebody opens a window. Okay, that was a bad joke. Alright, moving on. Alright, but good match. Pentagon got the win. Alright, after that, Jay Uso is on the phone. I wonder with who? Saying he has some issues. Yeah. I thought I heard something. Oh, never mind. I thought my phone was going off, but it was not. Anyway, Jay Uso's on the phone, speaking on the phone, and saying, I have some issues. Jimmy comes in and asks, who is on the phone? Jay says, nobody. I bet you nothing it was Roman. And says, Jimmy has to turn Eli down for the match. That doesn't work for Jimmy, but Jay talks about how they have the vision at WrestlePalooza in that tag team match. So Jimmy tells him to change, you better change your tone, brah. Because there's no Ulafala around your neck. Now, Jay would have made this an epic promo if he would have said, oh, that's your fault, right? It's true. Think about it. When Roman was starting his epic reign as champ, who did he beat first? Oh, that's right, Jay. In Hell in a Cell. Because of Jimmy. He quit! No, actually, Jay said he quit because Jimmy was getting choked out by Roman. And Jay became the right-hand man. It's your fault, Jimmy! Not little Jimmy. Jimmy. Big Jim. Slim Jim, Big Jim. Whatever you want to call him. Alright, got that. Then after the break, Jimmy goes up to Eli Drake and says, I'm in. And Eli's like, okay. Got a match. We got partners. Alright, then we got that epic promo between Seth freaking Rollins and his hot wife, Becky Lynch. They come out for a chat. Fans chant for CM Punk and his hot wife, AJ Lee. That Aish. So, Rollins agrees to the fans on Netflix. I'm a visionary. I'm a revolutionary. I'm Seth freaking Rollins. And then introduces his hot wife, Becky, who wants to talk to AJ and Punk in person because unlike CM Punk, I don't insult people behind my back. That's a lie. So, out come AJ and CM Punk. The latter of whom introduced himself as AJ's husband, and then we get an AJ's husband chant. Basically, Seth and Becky couldn't get on the same page. They start arguing, and everybody. And then, I like this one part where Rollins says AJ Lee's the best decision Punk has ever made. And the fan's like, no one likes you! And then Beck's like, I like him! And then Rollins gets into Punk's personal life because bringing AJ in is a bad professional move. AJ calls Rollins sweet cheeks. And then she had a great line. She says, you know, I'm a Puerto Rican chick from New Jersey. I'd shank a bitch. You know, those women in New Jersey are kind of crazy, but not like New York. There's a lot of hot Puerto Rican women in New York who would fuck a bitch up. She's not Puerto Rican, but she would fuck a bitch up. That's the missus. She's not Puerto Rican, she's Mexican and Italian, so. But she still whip your fucking ass. Shoot my ass this morning. Oh! You gotta love it. Alright, so AJ's like, well, Becky, thank you for reading my book. I didn't read yours. Ooh. And Becky's like, he has like some constipated face on. And then AJ's like, I'm a Puerto Rican from New Jersey. Sometimes I shank a chick. And then she's ready to hurt Becky, but Rollins calls AJ a little girl. And the fans like, she will kill you. Fans are fucking marks. So, back and forth they went, and then Seth Rollins makes AJ mad, and then AJ slaps the shit out of him. And then, you know, basically to sum it up, Rollins leaves, and her and, Becky leaves and says, you started this, you got us into this shit! And then AJ slaps Seth. Seth tries to go after AJ, but then, Punk is in the way. And then Punk tries to chase after Seth, which leads to Becky going back in the ring and hits the manhandle slam on AJ. And AJ's first bump in 10 years. She took that pretty damn good. So, we'll see what happens with them on Saturday night. And that's it. Alright, then we get a video for Worlds Collide with Dominic Galero. Yes, that's Eddie's son. Winning the Triple A Mega Championship thanks to Ludwig Spears and Grande Americano. So we got that. Alright, then we see Dom doesn't want to talk about Grande Americano because he's the Mega Intercontinental Champion. And then out of nowhere, Byron hears some things going on off to the side. Referees go over, cameraman goes over, and we see the New Day beating the crap out of Pentagon with a chair. And then War Machine comes in to chase the New Day off. And damn, look like freaking Pentagon was throwing up. He's like, ugh! I was like, what the hell? He's whatever. So we got that. Alright, Dragon Lee and El Grande Hermanicano have a little match. We got the other El Grande Germanicanos. Even AJ came out at one point. AJ Styles, the man with bad hair. He takes out the other Germanicano, who's probably either Pete Dunne or Tyler Bate. And then Tornado DDT drops AJ on the floor, and that led to the original El Grande, Ludwig Spears, grabs a choke with knees in Dragon Lee's back. Ow. And El Grande Hermanicano gets the win. And then afterwards, they all look at each other, do the Spider-Man meme. That was funny. That was hilarious. I loved it. So we'll see what happens with that situation, and we move on. Alright, then Lyra's in the women's locker room, and then she hears Bayley screaming at somebody, or shouting at somebody. So then she knocks on the door, goes right inside, Bayley's all alone, and then she starts yelling at her, like, hey, what if I had some guy in here? What if I was doing something? What if I was naked? You have no idea, you just barged in, even though she knocked. And then Bayley's like, get the fuck out of here! Shit. So we got Evil Bayley. Get out of here. And she had her own nameplate in the locker room. Alright, we got that. That was good. That was fun. Alright. Mommy Mia Ripley, my brutality, tells Stephanie Vaquera that she's coming for whoever is the champion between her and Io. And Stephanie's like, works for me. Alright, we got that. Then, speaking of Stephanie, she goes on to take on Kairi Sane with Asuka at ringside. Poor Kairi gave a good fight, but eventually, Stephanie hit the Devil's Kiss, and it was like, yeah. Oh yeah, man. Where's Booker T? Booker T needs to be on Raw. I'm sorry. Put Corey Graves and Vic Joseph on commentary for NXT. I'm sorry. We need Booker T on commentary on Monday Night Raw. Just do. Alright, she hits that on Kairi. Then the SVB 12-minute match. Stephanie won. That was obvious. And then after the match, Asuka glares at her. But then Io runs in to break it up. Asuka leaves in a huff. And then Io and Stephanie shake hands. Sportsmanship! Yay! Don't forget that. Alright, then the Vision is all ready for the Usos on Saturday, and Jimmy Uso and Eli Drake in the main event. Alright, speaking of after that, we're going to Io and Asuka and Kairi. They're in the back talking in Japanese. And basically, Asuka's, yelling at Io. Io's yelling in Japanese, saying, you need to help me, I don't need any help. Blah, blah, blah. So basically, the gist of it was, Io says, I don't need your help, I can do this by myself. And then Asuka's like, blah, 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 blah. Fine! 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 You go win! Whatever she said at the end. And then she leaves, and Kairi's like, she's selling the match. And then we hear, Kairi! And poor Kairi's like, she was like crying and leaving. And Io's like, sad. I'm pretty much staying out of it. I can't do anything about it, man. As much as I love to, tell these ladies to stop fighting! So much of me to go around, so much dick to go around for them. I mean, come on! Stop. Alright, we got a WrestlePalooza rundown. That leads to the Judgment Day in their clubhouse, toasting Dominic Galero with some champagne for winning the Triple A Mega title, but Finn Balor isn't so sure about the victory lap. So I told you we'd get something with that. He points out that Raquel Rodriguez and Roxy had a rough night, especially with Misty Iguana and Lola Vice, but Raquel says, it's okay, don't worry about it, it's okay. Finn still doesn't buy the whole deal with El Grande Americano again. Then he leaves, and then Alexander Rusev smashed Nana pussy! Yeah! He comes in, offers a handshake to Dom. But Dom's like, my hands are full, dude. I got the titles, I got some champagne, So, basically, Rusev says, I want a shot at the Intercontinental title. I'm like, does Dom lose the belt to Rusev? And then Rusev maybe has another freaking match with Sheamus? We'll see what happens with that. Alright, let me put on, which one's cable, going on, we're about a minute away from NXT Homecoming. We got that. Alright, so we get to the main event of Monday Night Raw. B&B Security, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker take on Eat Like Drake and Jimmy Uso. This was a crazy match. Braun hit this wicked spear on the floor. He just like launched himself and went boom. Like, whoa. And then we get a Superfly Splash by Jimmy on Bronson for a near fall. Braun made the save. Then a flippy dippity doo on the floor is cut off, but Bronson gets speared back on the inside by Jimmy. Braun drops Eli on the floor, and then Bronson cuts off a Superfly Splash, setting up the Jagged Edge, whatever that is. 1, 2, 3 on Jimmy Uso. Why is Jimmy taking a pin? Why? Alright, so B&B Security get another win on Raw. I think it's like the 3rd or 4th week in a row. Shit. 12-minute match, what it was. After the match, beat down on Eli and Jimmy, and so Jay comes in with a chair for the save. Bronson Reed knocks the chair away, but gets sent outside. Eli picks the chair up, but then Jay looks at him and is like, "Don't you dare hit me with that chair!" And then, basically, Eli dropped it, and then he shakes Jay's hand, and then lays him out with a BFT, so he got a little bit of revenge for last week. And that pretty much ends the show. And that's basically it. Alright, so Raw wasn't that bad, so I gave it 6.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think of the show down below in the comment section, and like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. Trick Willie and Mello teaming back up as the Trick Willie gang to take on DIY tonight. Alright, so we're getting some old video of the Black and Yellow brand. We see Seth Rollins in NXT. Dusty Rhodes Omega Dream, baby. Paige winning her NXT title. Roman back when it was leaky. Seth Rollins winning the NXT title for the first time. Bray Wyatt, follow the buzzards. Bray and the Wyatt family winning the tag team belts back then. I remember that. Drew McIntyre's first appearance in NXT. I think his second one as well. Dusty Rhodes, the Usos, Alexa Bliss. Oh shit, we had Connor and Victor. Wow. What were they called? The Armageddon or whatever it was called. I forgot. Charlotte Flair, Corey Graves, Emma, Xavier Woods, William Regal, Bayley when she was a hugger, Tyler Breeze. That was fun. Rusev with Lana. Bo Dallas, Shawn Michaels, Sami Zayn. I wonder if we're gonna have Kevin Owens, Sami winning the title from Neville, and then Kevin Steen, basically the whole Generico Steen thing. We saw when Kevin beat Sami for the belt. Becky Lynch before she became the man. We're not gonna see obviously James Storm was there. Wow, James Storm sighting. Huh. Nikki Cross, American Alpha, Aleister Black, Asuka, Finn Balor, obviously Shinsuke. Demon Shinsuke! So we did see Shinsuke. I don't know if he's gonna be there tonight live, but we see him in the video. That was nice. Iconic! The Iconics, Bobby Roode! I think we saw Andrade. No, that was Johnny Gargano. This is a great opening. Pete fucking Dunne, Rhea Ripley when she won the NXT title, the Profits. Ciampa when he won Goldie. Then he turned on Gargano. EO. Poppy Priest. Finn Balor once again when he won the belt. NXT takeovers and stuff like that. Revolution. They're gonna bring that back. Revolution. Bring back Takeover. Oh, and Asuka. I think when Asuka faced Bayley for the belt, and when Asuka kicked her ass. Loved it. This was a great Dusty Rhodes with the Dusty Classic. The tag team division thing. Big E when he won the title. With a whole 5. Asuka, Shinsuke, Charlotte. Triple H, of course. The Black and Gold brand, which was just great. So, we're home. We're back at Full Sail. Oh, now we're getting on like a 1980s black and white. Oh, the old entrance! The old theme! I love it. The old theme, the black and gold theme from like 2015 on. That is amazing. That's great. Now, if they would have went Slipknot, I would have marked the fuck out. But obviously, they did not. But well, Slipknot was for the early 2.0 before that stupid theme became with 2.0. But we get that. We got the old school set. Triple H is coming out now. The game! Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Gotta have the guy that ran NXT up until I think 2017-18 when Shawn Michaels took over. There he is. The game. Alright, I'm gonna go watch Homecoming, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do my review tomorrow on my Peter Joseph channel because later on we're gonna do TNA Ring of Honor. I already did Collision, so I gotta do TNA Ring of Honor later. Then we'll definitely talk about Homecoming tomorrow and get you ready for a 3-hour AEW September to Remember tomorrow from 8 to 11. Why? I don't know. But we got all that, so let's hear what Hunter has to say about NXT and the glory days and all that shit. And it's time to get ready and all that shit. Ugh. Alright. Thanks, guys, for watching. 6.5 out of 10 for Raw. And that's it. Until next time, my friends. Peace.